guys, back with another read aloud today. Now today I'm going to read to you a story called Perky Pelican, A Tale of a Lively Bird. This story is written by Suzanne Tate and illustrated by James Melvin. Now, if we look on the back of our book, it says Perky Pelican. It says number 18 of Suzanne Tate's Nature series. So, if you really like this book is a part of a whole nature series where there are a bunch of different animals from nature. I know there's one about a shrimp, a clam, a flounder. There's tons. And if you are looking to get one of these, they're real cheap. They're about $5. $5 for this great book. And you can find it at the Edistonian. They have a lot of them, and they even have a little packet of activities to go with it. So I love these books. And today we're going to read Perky the Pelican, A Tale of a Lively Bird. I wonder what lively means. We're going to probably have to use our context clues throughout the story to figure out what lively means. Perky Pelican. Perky Pelican, A Tale of a Lively Bird by Suzanne Tate, illustrated by James Melvin. Perky Pelican was perky. He was as lively as he could be. So we have perky and we have lively. I want you to use your context clues throughout the story to figure out, what do you think perky means? What do you think lively means? Maybe they mean close to the same thing. Maybe they're synonyms. Perky lived on Sandy Island with many other pelicans. Helpful humans made Sandy Island. When they dug a deep channel for boats to use, they piled up sand. The sand formed an island, a safe place for Perky and his family. Now, I know some of you have learned that an island is a land surrounded completely by a body of water. That is what an island is. So there's the island. Perky's mother made her nest on Sandy Island. She placed sticks one at a time on a bush. Then she covered the sticks with grass. Perky's mother laid 2 eggs in her nest, and Perky's papa took turns with her in caring for the eggs. They kept the eggs warm by wrapping their feet around them. Mother Nature gave pelicans hot feet. Perky was the first to hatch. He pecked and pecked so hard. Peck, peck, peck. Onomatopoeia words. They help tell us what sound is happening in our story. Our onomatopoeia words are sound words. That the egg nearly jumped out of the nest. So he was pecking so hard that he almost fell out of the nest. Perky's little sister, Pammy, hatched 3 days later. So she was smaller than he. At first, Perky and his sister had no feathers, and they looked like baby dinosaurs. "I wish we had feathers like you," Perky said to his mother. "Don't worry, your papa and I will take care of you," his mother said. Soon you will be covered with soft white down." He's going to be covered with soft white down. And he's a bird. What do you think down is? I'm thinking down may be feathers. Little soft feathers. The pelican parents also took turns feeding the chicks. They stuffed them with fishy food. Soon, Perky and Pammy were snow white, just as their mother had said. And every time dinner flew in, Perky was lively. There's that word lively again. Have we figured out what lively means? See, Perky's the bigger one. It's lively. If he's lively, what do you think that means? Here I am! Here I am! He squawked. Sometimes Perky stuck his whole head in his mother's bill to grab food. He was so hungry. Perky and Pammy Pelican grew and grew. Patches of brown feathers began to show on their bodies. Nine weeks went by, and Perky grew to be a large bird with strong brown feathers. He spread his wings and felt proud. "Look at me now," he squawked. "Well, it's time for you to learn to fly and catch your own fish," said Perky's papa. Perky lifted up his wings and soon could fly above the water around Sandy Island. He watched some pelicans as they dived for fish. The big birds dropped from the sky head first. Splash! Then they scooped up fish in their big beaks. Have you ever been to the beach and seen a pelican do that? That's how a pelican catches their fish. That's how they catch their food. "That looks easy," Perky said to himself. Straight down he came. Splash! But he didn't get any fish. Perky knew he had to keep trying. He dived again and again that day. At last, he began to catch a fish or two. A little gull came and sat on his head, looking for a free meal. "This kind of fishing is for the birds. There must be an easier way to fish," thought Perky. He watched a long line of pelicans flap their wings and glide. "I'll follow them," Perky said to himself, and his big wings lifted them up into the air. A long line of pelicans flap their wings and glide. Flapping his wings, and he was gliding that way. "I'll follow them," Perky said to himself, and his big wings lifted him into the air. Soon, Perky saw a fisherman and his boat. He was taking fatbacks out of his net and throwing them to pelicans. Humans don't like to eat fatbacks, but pelicans do. Perky flew down and landed on the water. The fisherman threw him a fatback. Perky grabbed it right away, and that fish was gone in one gulp down Perky's gullet. What do you think a gullet is? If it's gone in one gulp down his gullet, what do you think that means? I think that maybe a pelican's throat, mouth area. A pretty little pelican swam up to Perky. "I'll show you how to get lots of fish," she said. Perky perked up his head. Then he saw that it was his little sister Pammy. But Perky noticed something had happened to her. "How have you been?" he asked politely. "I hurt my wing one day when I was diving for fish," she replied. "Now I can't dive very well." Uh-oh. "But I've learned an easy way to fish," his sister said. "Come, let me show you." And Pammy swam beside the net, pulling out fatbacks one by one. Perky followed her, and he too tugged from the net all the fish he wanted. The fisherman watched them. "Thanks for helping me clean my net," he said. "You can have your fill of fatbacks any time you wish." The fisherman started his motor and headed for the dock. The pelicans felt full and happy. "Thanks for showing me an easy way to fish," Perky said to Pammy. "Let's look for the fishermen tomorrow." Then Perky Pelican, always a lively bird, led the way home to Sandy Island. And if we look right here, here are all the different stories that Suzanne Tate has written about some in her nature series. I have a couple more that I'll probably be reading to you soon. So, we were trying to figure out what perky and lively meant. What do you think Perky, if he's always perky and he's always lively? Now, the two words I think are synonyms. They're going to mean the same thing. They're words that mean the same thing. Perky and lively. Do you think maybe it's because he was very upbeat and energetic? If you're perky and you're lively, then you're very excited and happy and energetic and adventurous. Now, Perky the bird, I want you to think. I want you to think about what happened in the beginning, what happened in the middle, and what happened at the end of the story. Now, also, we have to make connections. It's really important to make connections in a story. So, when we think about what happened in the beginning, middle, and end, I wanted you to think, have you ever seen a baby pelican? I haven't seen a baby pelican, but that'd be pretty cool. Have you ever seen, I've actually seen, I can make a connection here in this story to seeing a boat doing, this is called dredging. It's digging a deep channel for boats. I've actually seen this happen before. So I can make a connection because I've seen this happen before. That's okay if you haven't seen it happen. You may have heard about it. But another connection that most of us can make, not everyone, but a lot of us can make, is we've seen seagulls actually dive for food this way. And if you've ever been fishing in a boat or you've been on the beach, you've probably seen pelicans flying like that. And if you've ever been fishing in a boat, you've probably seen pelicans or even seagulls following you if you're catching a lot of fish. If you ever see a shrimp boat go by, that's what you can see. You can see the pelicans behind the shrimp boat, and that's what they're doing, what Pammy taught Perky how to do to help clean those nets for those fishermen. So, now that we've had a cool lesson that taught us actually it may have been a fiction book, but it actually gives us some real true facts about pelicans because our author based it off of what she knows about pelicans. So, I want you to go do what? That's right, take an AR test.